couple weeks ago, Meek Mill got locked up.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he was on probation. First of all, he got locked up. His probation is something that's stemming from charges that he had now, correct me if I'm wrong, like almost 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he had like a gun possession and something like that almost 10 years ago, which he served time for.
Yeah.
Came out of prison,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess was on parole,
Mm-hmm.
and then I guess violated his parole or probation at the time.
Yeah.
Went to prison for some more time,
Yeah.
and then came back out again,
Mm-hmm.
and then now he's going back a third time
For violating
for the same charges from back in 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about that specifically? At the end of the day, I understand that he's a grown man and he's responsible for his own actions, right?
Well, what was the violation that he had the second time around?
I don't know that I'm sure it's a timeline that we can go and pull up somewhere and kind of find out. But
because I mean, the third violation, the one that he's going in for now for popping wheelies, like that's wild.
Yeah,
that he's going in for popping wheelies. But I want to know what happened prior to that.
Shoot, man, I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to find the timeline or whatever.
Yeah, hit us up on Bootleg Hip Boss. Yeah, comment on it.
let us know what he did the second time to go to prison.
Right. So I mean, yeah, that's so. I like how you just broke it down to me. I mean, I really didn't really think about it on that, you know what I'm saying, level where it's like, yo, you're basically going to jail for a third time for the same shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like it's like would you punish your kid for something that they did 10 years ago based on the fact that they didn't clean up their room last night?
Exactly. That's basically what this is.
Yeah, it's like, yo, you ain't clean. You know, I ain't forgive you for that for 10 years ago, and you out here not cleaning up your room. Nah, I caught you 10 years ago. You snuck out the house. Yeah.
I told you you got to keep your room clean forever.
Yeah, forever.
As long as you in this house, you got to keep your room clean.
Yeah.
You ain't keeping it clean, so
yeah,
you in trouble again now. You grounded. You can't go nowhere.
Can't go nowhere. That's it.
Like my thing with this is when is enough? Like when we talk about punishment, like I have a whole different view of the whole justice system, right? I think that the only people that should be in prison are the people that commit like heinous crimes, or it should be a maximum, or I can't get my thoughts together right now. But like let's just say you shouldn't be able to get life for selling drugs.
All right. Okay. So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. So let's get off that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay.
You're a gun owner.
Mm-hmm.
Or you with people carrying weapons that are not registered.
Nah.
So what kind of punishments should somebody with a weapon that's not registered receive?
I don't
especially if they've been caught for selling drugs and et cetera, et cetera.
I don't want to relate the two. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, we got to.
Why?
I mean, you're having a weapon that is not registered. So that means if you're not saying that, then you're saying that it's okay for somebody to have it. What if this person kills somebody that you know or love, but they can't put a name to the face or anything like that because this is not a registered weapon?
Well, it's not necessarily about the weapon being registered. I guess it's
not illegal.
Him illegally.
Yeah,
he bought a whatever.
So yeah, you have a legal firearm. So.
All right. So your initial question is, how long should somebody go to prison for that?
Yeah.
Let's just say 2 years. I think that's more than enough time.
Okay.
And I think after that person gets out of prison, it should be it. That's it. Mm-hmm. They went to prison for this shit for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they learned their lesson, unless they get caught with another gun or, you know what I mean? Something, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But my thing is that when is enough? Like this y'all been dragging this on for 10 years now.
I mean, somebody has to be the example, bro. Somebody. It's not. This is we're they're holding Meek Mill, but this is as a public service announcement to everybody else. Like,
yeah, definitely.
You know,
because it's other people out here that like. I think academics talked about this. Joe Budden, that he got more chances than the average person would have got. Like I wouldn't have got that many chances. I understand that, and I agree that he got money, he got lawyers, this and that, so he was able to get more chances than the average person. He's a public figure. He does more for the community. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the third. All right, I get it. But at the end of the day, prison to me is not set up to rehabilitate anyone.
Yeah, okay.
That's just my opinion. It's not. Most people go to prison one kind of criminal and come out a whole different kind of criminal.
Or they come out like Gucci Mane.
There you go. Married to Keisha Kaur. Getting millions of dollars.
Yeah. Swole as hell. Got new teeth.
He the exception, not the rule.
Your English done changed. You know what I mean? Like, all right, look, and the thing about it is, like, I rather be fighting for the average man or, you know, somebody out there this happens to, you know what I'm saying, than Meek Mills, because just going to that. Go ahead.
I agree with what you're saying, but what happens is, because this is Meek Mill, it trickles down to the average man.
But that's not true, because what we were saying before that, the average man is not getting the chances that Meek Mills is getting.
Exactly. So
the average man is getting worse than that.
I agree. So what happens with cases like this is that a higher profile person, you expose those injustices, and hopefully the thought process is that will cause change for the entire system, and it will eventually trickle down to the average person.
I think the truth is, man, Meek Mill is gonna have more money when he come out of jail than he had when he went in. It's facts.
But
his image is gonna go up.
Okay, so
people glorify that. Going to jail is like a badge of honor, damn near.
Going to jail for busting willies, nigga, like
I mean, is this gonna be going to jail?
Even me saying it like how I just said it is kind of fucked up. But let's get off Meek Mill for a second.
Yeah.
Wasn't Khalif Browder the average man?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So you think that exposing his situation, do you think his situation being exposed, do you think that that's going to cause any kind of positive? Do you think that it's causing any positive change in the justice system? Not that me and you follow shit like this closely, but from what you know about that situation, do you think that that's causing a positive change in the justice system?
No, I don't. I mean, like, I'm glad JayZ put out the documentary that he did, and then the exposure got to Khalif Browder. I feel like, I mean, we need to see more examples of that, so that the positive change could happen. Because, you know what I mean? So I forgot who posted the other day. I don't know if somebody on my timeline or somebody I don't know. But I seen it was like, yo, all these people out here rooting for Meek Mill, get out of jail, da 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 da. And most of these people got, you know, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters.
And it ain't going hard for them like that.
It ain't going hard for them like that at all. And it's like, yo, like, why are y'all championing for Meek Mill, who is gonna come out and do a lot better? Like, let's bring up the injustices that's happening to people that we know.
Exactly. And that, what I'm saying to you is, in comparison to Meek Mill, who the fuck is P-Dub? Nobody don't know that nigga.
Okay.
So if I bring up his injustice, who am I bringing up his injustice to?
Right.
How is
right? But that, what I'm saying,
it's like an extreme situation.
But the court or whoever is in charge or what have you, they're gonna if they're gonna lean or they're gonna make any kind of exceptions for Meek Mills, they're doing that for Meek Mills because this is a high profile situation and they don't want the bad press or whatever headaches it's causing them. They don't want it. Yeah. However, after that's said and done, it's not gonna change nothing in their system. They still gonna treat P-Double worse than they was gonna treat Meek Mills.
I'd have to disagree. Not saying that the change is gonna happen right then and there, but stuff like this needs to happen to people like Meek Mill. It needs to happen to high profile people, so that the people that's out here voting, The people that's out here choosing the judges and all of this stuff can bring up issues when they have these town hall meetings and they say, what are you doing about mandatory minimums? What are you doing about people that's already served 5 years coming out and getting an extra 5 years of probation for basically a bullshit charge? What are you doing about these kind of situations? So they can reference a Meek Mill, they can reference Joe Smo or whoever it is, so that the justice system could look at it and be like, you know what, that's fucked up that this happened to this person. Let's try. Something needs to change. It needs to be the right person for it to happen to, for the change to get sparked. So I think that Meek Mill can be, and that's if he gets out and he starts being an advocate for a lot of this shit and start saying that, yeah, I accept my responsibility. I accept what I did to put myself in this position. But at the same time, I got to fight for other people who might be in the same situation that I'm in and try to spark that change. They got to start somewhere, bro.
Meek Mill ain't coming out saying none of that. Meek Mill's going to capitalize off that. He going to say, these guys trying to put me in the system. Get him. Yo, listen.
They was out there singing the intro.
Yeah. They singing the song that opened into my credit. Yo, nigga, they don't give a Meek Mill ain't gonna give no fucks about what happened to anybody else after this. He's gonna glorify this. He's gonna big this shit up. He's gonna feel like a hood hero out here. And yo, P Double is gonna get locked up, and he gonna get the same treatment he would have gotten 5 months ago and a year from now. It's gonna be the same shit.
We gotta be more optimistic.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Meek Mill's not the first high profile person to go to jail off some bullshit or deal with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, free Kevin Gates, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga in there for rape though, ain't he?
No, he got off. Watch this. He got off, and they was like, oh yeah, there was a gun charge that, you know what I'm saying, He got served for that now too then.
Oh, okay.
And then they shipped his ass off to Chicago somewhere. So
Drika holding him down. Drika got Kevin Gates.
You know what I'm saying? But not for Kevin Gates. But I'm just saying there's tons and millions of people that these things happen to, and until we start valuing the common man's life as much as we value, I agree. These people, trust me. People have to start giving more of a fuck about each other, man.
My thing is though, before we move on from this, is that this brings it down to the common man. This brings it to that.
How much do you care about somebody else that's outside of your family?
Not that much. I'm just keeping it 100. Listen, man.
That's what I'm trying to say. People need to start caring more about people.
My brother is serving a life sentence right now for a crime that he did not commit. Right. He was involved in this crime, but he did not commit the crime.
Right.
Therefore, he should not be serving a life sentence for the crime that he was accused and eventually, found guilty of.
Right.
So, I'm worried about that nigga getting the fuck out of prison.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
And at times when you speak, I forget.
Yeah.
That's in the back of your mind. And I feel you.
And then to be honest with you, even though my focus is on him trying to get out of prison, I still don't want to see that happen to anybody else.
Right.
Now, when you say how do we give a fuck about the next person or whatever, yeah, we do, but it's different when it's your people's. So,
but everybody's somebody's people's, though.
For example,
so if
I could get my brother's case big enough to go to the courthouse and hold up picket signs for and do all of that,
wouldn't you?
I'm gonna do it.
But wouldn't you rather that though?
Yes.
Wouldn't you rather that? So how do we get other people to do that if we don't start caring about others other than ourselves? Because somebody has to care about your brother to take that step to start doing that too.
Yeah.
So how do you get others to care enough about your brother if you don't start caring about others?
When you have high profile person in the same situation, and then they can kind of correlate the two. You got to get the white folks to care. Yeah. You got to get the white folks to care. So maybe white folks like Meek Mill. Maybe it's a lot of white folks
white
out
folks
there.
making money off Meek Mill.
True.
So they need him out of there.
Exactly. So then,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? But I don't want to be, but y'all know how we feel about this shit.
Yeah.